Okay, the person that is going to be interviewed, please accompany your partner. Thank you. Samantha, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yes.
Are you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, great. You have 4 minutes, and you can start when you're ready.
Greetings. Welcome to tonight's broadcast with your anchor, Arinda Samantha. In tonight's special report, we will be discussing a critical issue that affects many young people in our community, teenage pregnancy. Joining me now is Dr. Sabrina Chitaka, a specialist in children and adolescent health. Dr. Sabrina, thank you for being here. Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Dr. Sabrina Kitaka, a specialist in pediatric infectious diseases, a senior lecturer at Makerere University Department of Pediatrics and Child Health. I have worked with adolescents infected with HIV for quite some time. Thank you for having me today.
Let's start with statistics. According to the United Nations Population Fund Uganda, almost a quarter of Ugandan women have given birth by 18 years. According to the Ministry of Health, 17.2% of maternal deaths occur among teenagers. In terms of numbers, over 30,000 teenage girls get pregnant every month in Uganda. What are some of the social and economic consequences of teenage pregnancy?
Those are alarming statistics. Teenage pregnancies can have severe consequences like increased dropout, social isolation, mental health issues like depression and health-related issues, including contraception and prenatal, including premature birth and sometimes death.
Those are alarming effects. What can be done to address this issue?
First and foremost, we need to provide regular guidance and counseling, both at home and at school, starting from a young age. We also need to increase access to reproductive health services. We also need to support teenage mothers through mentorship programs, child care services, and take them back to school.
Doctor, for sharing your expertise with us tonight. It is clear that addressing teenage pregnancy requires a combined effort between parents, community leaders, and schools. We will continue to support teenage mothers and prevent teenage pregnancy. Dr. Sabrina, kindly give closing remarks to our viewers.
Ugandans, teenage pregnancy is a great threat to our children. Parents, let's create a good relationship with our children so that they can freely open up to us. In case it happens, let the child go for antenatal care so that the health risks involved can be prevented. Let's support our daughters and take them back to school after giving birth. Seek guidance and counseling from professionals whenever you feel like things are running out of hand. Thank you.
Host Arinda Samantha.
Well done, well done. Let's give a round of applause again. That was Arinda Samantha. And right now we are going to have Ojera Alex Praise. Let's give him a round of applause. Alex, how are you doing? How does it feel to be on that stage? It feels all right. Is your mic working well? Okay. Is it working now? Okay. So, you have 4 minutes to take this away. You can start when you're ready.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to afternoon edition of News in English this 11th day of December 2024. Now, every Wednesday in our news bulletin, we bring you a special feature that focuses on the youth, and it's called Kids Today. In today's edition, we focus on the plight of the girl child in Uganda as a result of the ever-increasing cases of teenage pregnancy. Now, have you ever wondered what this beautiful country prestigiously touted the Pearl of Africa would become in the next 20 years, with thousands of our teenage girls dropping out of school as a result of teenage pregnancy? Over 50,000 teenage girls, most of them in primary schools, are impregnated every year, according to both the World Bank and USAID report of 2023. And this also means that they are defiled contrary to the laws of the land, especially section 129 of the Penal Code Act. Now, on a sad note, will be greatly jeopardized and in shambles. They will languish in abject poverty and become unproductive citizens. Shouldn't this worry us as a nation? So, to delve deeper and understand social and economic impact of teenage pregnancy in our society, and what we can do to mitigate it. This hour, we are joined by a champion of children's rights from Protect a Child Uganda, a local NGO based in Kasese district. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Peter Mukibi, on our Kids program segment that discusses issues of young people in this country.
Welcome.
All right. Now, let me bring it into your attention that, for instance, at least 12 girls aged 13 years and P6 pupils of Bodo Primary School were discovered pregnant, but we cannot disclose their names because they are minors and the law doesn't allow. Unfortunately, they were all dismissed from school. Let's take it right away, sir. Can you share with us the negative impact of teenage pregnancy in our society?
Well, they can lead to school dropouts, just like the 12 girls which you talked about of Budo Primary School, which were dismissed from school. And you know, pregnancy-related needs can interfere with the needs of the school. We can't make the pregnant teenagers comfortable at school, so this can make them drop out of school since they are uncomfortable. It can also lead to the increased spread of HIV and AIDS, since some of the men who impregnate these teenagers end up infecting them, and now we will find that at a later moment these girls will be in marriage, and therefore they will now have to infect their husbands, leading to the spread of HIV and AIDS. Thank you.
So, my guest, to bring you short, you talked of contraction of HIV/AIDS. But now, assuming the person does not have HIV/AIDS, do you think a person will contract the HIV/AIDS that you are speaking about? Please let us know more about it.
Okay. It's just like if a man, like, you know, these womanizers and rapists, who they rape the girls who are moving. And now, if they rape a teenager, that is when now the girl may get infection if that rapist had the HIV germ. And therefore, that teenager will be infected. Now, at a later time that teenager wants to marry, now that's when she will infect the husband.
Okay, my dear guest, you are so clear. Now, if you were a local or a community leader, could you please tell us how you would address this serious issue in our society?
Oh, I will firstly create awareness to my community about how dangerous teenage pregnancy is, and therefore my solution will be I will form a club in my community. And that would be of women that teaches these teenagers on how to live so that they can't get pregnant at a teenage age. So that's it.
Oh, wow. You are speaking like as if you had a teenager at home. So, oh well, dear listener and viewer, thank you for joining us so much. And thank you, Mr. Peter Mukibi, for joining us in this today's New Kids segment. Thank you so much. Have a very good joy and have a very good day. So, our dear listener, we thank you so much for joining us in today's New Kids segment. It will resume on Wednesday, which will be next week. But for now, I am still remaining Alex Ojera. I had my guest inside called Mr. Peter Mukibi, and we are leaving right the studio. My name is Alex Ojera, and bye-bye for now.
Okay, let's give them another round of applause. Right, thank you so much, the future journalist, Ojera Alex. Now, the next person never got a person to interview, all right? And we cannot let that person interview herself because the condition was you either get a person or if you fail, we provide a person. So she is going to interview me right here. But a disclaimer, there are no marks on this end. The marks are on what or how the person engages with the person they are hosting. Thank you so much for understanding. Next person.
Hannah Norway, how are you doing?
Good.
You're doing good? Great. Are you ready to start? Okay. The floor is yours.
My mother. She was kicked out by my dad. My dad, he's a drunkard and he also disowned me. My school, it suspended me for 2 years. My relatives, they refer to me as a failure. To not be like me. And all this is because of my 2-week pregnancy. Dear God, help them keep alive so that when I prosper with my child that I'm about to acquire in the next 9 months, they'll come to me asking for help and I'll give it to them generously, for you give to all. A very good evening to you all, and I will still bear the rumor that Hannah Noe Wanda is my name. Reporting live from Monday TV. Today is a special, programmed, and unique day, isn't it? Well, in its headlines, we have the government that pronounced to stop and control pregnancy in teenagers, the experience of being a teenage pregnant victim. Let's dive into the news in the details. Well, the statement or question that has been trending lately in Uganda apparently has been, government, where are you? Dear Ugandans, the statement has finally been answered. On the 1st of December 2024, this organization was launched in an online conference, an organization to help teenage girls, victims of teenage pregnancy, and those who may even become just in case. The guest of honor, Honorable Engineer Mary Maswento, gave her testimony. She told the people how she got pregnant at 15, and all her relatives, referred to as a failure, disowned her. Her school suspended her for 2 years because of her pregnancy. She gives her testimony and brings hope during the conference to all victims of teenage pregnancy, showing them that there is hope. Currently, her dream came true and she is apparently an MP, an engineer, and the manager of Total Energies. She says that life, as long as you have life, everything is possible. So Pearl Africa is an organization that was launched to help people of her nature and to provide them with vocational skills that could help them just in case they get pregnant so that they can persist with their schools and study to achieve their dreams. And to Mary Maswento also informed the public about how frustrating and tormenting teenage pregnancy could be, so she tells the public to stand warned and strong and encourage those who have already been victims of teenage pregnancy. And in other news, Wonder TV has found it valid to host a brother to a victim of teenage pregnancy. So the sister couldn't make it, but the brother is here. So let's start with simple introduction. Tell us your name and how it all happened to your sister.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be on Wonder TV. My name is Onyait Churchill, and I should say what happened to my sister was really sad. It was really bad because it hurt me so badly. But then I would not blame her. I would put the blame on myself, on my community and my family, because it all started when actually nobody had time for my sister. Not even my father, not even my parents, or even my community. My sister was never raised by the right people. It was the bad peer groups that were always there for her. It was always the bad peer groups that helped her in decision making, because my parents were too busy with work and because my community could not actually as well care after her. And so I blame us, not her. It all happened when one day she joined her groups and they went for a club that night. And the next thing we knew was that she was pregnant at 15 years.
Wow, I'm so sorry. Well, maybe could you tell us about how she was affected and your family or society?
Yeah.
How were they affected by that?
Yeah. Well, to my sister, I think the most important thing that was affected was her studies, not living out the future, because we come from a humble background and education is really important in our lives. So I think her education was really affected, and not only that, but also her health, because she can no longer do some things and she occasionally falls sick these days. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Well, could you inform the viewers on Wonder TV how this problem could be solved?
To all our viewers on Wonder TV, I want to throw out this message to all of you. This problem can only be solved by helping these young girls and these young boys that are out there wandering on the streets and wandering in the schools. To the teachers that are in the schools, let us play our roles as parents, because when we come to school, we are expected to be nurtured by our parents that are at school, the teachers. So it is the responsibility of the teachers, our parents, and the community to make sure that every child is safe and sound. Let us not just look at them do the things they are doing.
Okay then. So we get that the parents and teachers are supposed to
Yeah.
encourage the teenage pregnancy victims.
Yes.
Well, do you think that victims of teenage pregnancy during their pregnancy should continue with their studies?
Victims with teenage pregnancy and education, I think they can continue with their studies because they need the skills. These are the skills that are going to help them get the jobs in future. Because right now, my sister, yes, she dropped out of school, but she is doing a course, though she will get a leave when the pregnancy becomes too mature. But they can continue with their studies depending on how healthy they are. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And there
You're
you have
welcome.
it. I remain Wonder TV. This remains Wonder TV, and I remain your best news anchor, Hannah Noe Wanda.
Okay, it was a hot seat. All right, thank you so much. And now we are going to have the very last news anchor. Do you have a partner to interview? Sure, you come with your partner. As the seniors are preparing themselves.
Daniela Amumpaire, how are you doing?
Great.
You're doing great?
Yeah.
Amazing. Are you ready to start?
Yes.
When you're ready, take us away.
Good evening, our viewers. Welcome to today's special report where we shall bring health practitioners to discuss about our health. Today, we have Dr. Angel Tracy, a senior counselor of adolescents at Mengo Hospital. Dr. Angel Tracy, I kindly request you to introduce yourself.
My name is Dr. Angel Tracy, a senior adolescent counselor at Mengo Hospital. I'm glad to be here.
Uganda has the highest teenage pregnancy rates in sub-Saharan Africa. According to United Nations Population Fund, Uganda's maternal mortality ratio stands at 336 deaths per 100,000 live deaths, regarding them 17 among those aged 15 to 19. Dr. Angel Tracy, what do you think is the cause of these alarming statistics?
Actually, the major cause of these alarming statistics are early marriages, sexual abuse like rape, defilement on young teenage girls, alcohol consumption, domestic violence, poverty, peer pressure, and place of residence, especially slum areas and villages.
Thank you. What does teenage pregnancy have on Uganda?
Pregnancies have effects like school dropouts. These girls actually, and the teenage pregnancies have emotional problems on these young girls, whereby they are depression and others.
What strategies can be used to reduce teenage pregnancy?
I think that we should advise teenagers to join creative hubs like Ndaba Innovation Hubs, which provide access to sexual reproductive health and rights, guiding and counseling young teenage girls to pass through a right and a good way.
Okay. What advice do you have for the parents and community towards reducing teenage pregnancy before we conclude?
Parents should be very close to their young girls or their teenagers in order to reduce the challenges that teenage girls face in their lifestyle. And girls should report each and every rape and defilement case to the nearby authorities in their communities.
Thank you, Dr. Angel Tracy, for sharing your expertise with us tonight. It is clear that addressing teenage pregnancy requires combined efforts between parents, community leaders, and schools. We shall continue support. Dr. Angel Tracy, I can request you to give closing remarks.
Pregnancy is a great threat to our countries. Teachers, schools, authorities, pregnancies in our country for
Thank you for watching Parental Care TV. Stay tuned for more programs coming up. I remain your favorite anchor, Amumpaile Daniela. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniela, and that marks the end of our junior category. We are going to have the senior category now of news anchoring. You're going to go in your order.